Hi, it's Jen here, and this is the first video of the Take Back Control of Your Life series. And today we're going to talk about one of the biggest things that I feel like people come to see me for, which is taking back control of your eating habits and your nutrition. And just a lot of times around the holidays, we get really derailed. We might be going along just great, paying attention to what we're eating healthy, and then the holidays come around and celebrations and vacations even, and different times where we're sort of almost like we give ourselves permission to just let go, which is okay. I feel like one of the biggest things that this society has done has created a dysfunctional relationship with food. And food, if we think about food as fuel for our bodies, there's a lot of positive things about fuel. It helps keep us going. It nourishes us. For me, around the kitchen table, that's where, when I'm cooking, that's how I'm showing love to people. That's how I'm connecting with people, is over the dinner table or over in my kitchen. So celebration, food is a lot of times connected to celebration. So unfortunately, we have made it really easy in our country to feed our emotions with food, to try to soothe ourselves with food, to avoid things with food. And so first, I'm going to say one of the biggest things for us to do is to pause before we eat. Because when we pause, we can decide, am I really hungry or am I bored? Am I hungry or am I tired? Am I wanting something because this is going to feed something emotionally in me? Am I trying to treat myself with food, or am I trying to soothe something with food? These are the really important, deep things that we have to do, because there's a big mind connection to how we eat and how we fuel our body. Our mind is a very powerful thing. And we nourish our souls with food, but we also nourish our body with food. And it's important for us to really connect to, what is our body telling us? Are we hungry? What do we need? And then to really honor our body and our body's messages by pausing and really enjoying our food. So many of us are distracted and disconnected from what we're eating. We're very mindless about how we're eating. If it's in front of us, we eat. I will share with you this weekend. Family was here and we were out to eat, and I was really not that hungry, but we were sitting down to eat food, and I was sort of nibbling this, nibbling that, and I wasn't hungry, but it was in front of me. And so that is kind of mindless eating. And I was really uncomfortable, actually. My body was telling me, okay, I overdid it, and I felt really uncomfortable, and I actually hate that feeling. A lot of us get that feeling around Thanksgiving where we stuff ourselves, and I'm pretty conscious about trying not to do that, but I certainly love my sweets, and I love food. One of the biggest things that I would like to help you with is to help you connect to your food and view your food as fuel for your body and nourishment for your family. Because when you connect to your food and you take time to prepare something for yourself, even if it's take time to prepare, an egg for breakfast, and you actually send some love and enjoy the process of cooking, because our body is a very multisensory being. And the first sensation that we get is the sense of smell. So when we are eating, or when we're about to eat, the first thing that gets our salivary glands going and gets our body that message that we're going to eat is the sense of smell. Something might smell great. Something might actually not smell good and might turn you off of eating or turn you off of certain foods. For me, if I smell lamb cooking, I get nauseous. And I think that's a childhood thing, but we all have that something that we smell that's like, ooh, oh my God, I can't think of that. So smell is the first thing. Sight is the second thing. Do we see, is it appealing? For example, if I put this apple to my nose, I can smell it. And I might be able to smell if this is a ripe apple. And if I can smell the sort of sweetness and if I like apples, that is, if I can smell this, that might start to get my salivary glands going. But if I don't smell it, I'm not really getting the salivary glands going. If I look at the apple and there's some brown spots or there's some bruised spots, depending on who you are, my kids do not like bruised fruit. They're perfectionists. What can I say? But if I cut that apart, or if I slice up an apple and it's brown, is that going to be appealing to me to eat? Maybe not. So those sight and smell smell and sight are two of the first senses. And then of course we go into taste and all of that, but that's part of mindful eating. If we don't take the time to actually appreciate and connect to our food, we're not really allowing our body and our senses to kind of get on board with the process of eating. And that's a really, really big thing. One of the biggest issues to bring people in to see the doctor, or even to come and see me, a holistic practitioner, is digestive issues. And a lot of people might eat something and they don't feel good after they've eaten it, or they get sick after they eat. There's a lot of different issues going on around food. And one of the first things that I tell people to do is to slow down, pause before they eat, and take a few, 4 ideally, deep, slow breaths. Because when you do that, you engage your parasympathetic nervous system. So a lot of us are in fight or flight when we're eating on the go, when we're standing and shoveling our food in our face. We are actually not allowing our body to digest that food. And when we're eating quickly, not connecting with the food, we don't allow our body to give us our message, for our gut to give us our brain the message that we're full. So we're sort of bypassing all of these signals that help us keep our body in homeostasis. So keep our body nice and balanced and fuel our body. We oftentimes eat when we're not even hungry, or we wait too long to eat and we're starving, and then we start craving things like carbohydrates and the quick fuel. Because carbohydrates, especially processed carbohydrates, are the quickest fuel source to boost our energy. So that's what our body craves. Also, when our serotonin levels, which are our mood stabilizers, get low, we crave carbohydrates, and we want those carbohydrates to boost our mood. But here's the thing, fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates. Processed foods, processed grains are high in sugar, and they might give us that quick boost, but then they tank our blood sugar, and then we wind up being hungry or having that kind of up and down with the mood. So it's really important that we eat lots of fruits and vegetables, because they give us fiber, which help our digestive system clear out and help slow down the process of the sugar getting into our bloodstream. So it sort of keeps our hormones nice and stable. So fruits and vegetables are really important. So I would say, if you could do anything, one thing you're going to make a change with in 2020, it's to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet. So that would be every single meal, make sure that there's a big portion of fruits and vegetables to that meal. If you're having a snack, make sure you're having a fruit or a vegetable, not like a bowl of Cheez-Its or something like that as your snack. It's okay if you want to have that bowl of Cheez-Its, but have an apple or something with that, because that apple or the fruits and vegetables are going to slow down the spike of your blood sugar, which is going to help keep you nice and regulated. Another thing is to make sure that you drink plenty of water, because sometimes water helps us to kind of feel a little bit full, or the hydration. Sometimes we think we're hungry, but we're really dehydrated. So I typically have a glass of water before I eat or drink anything. Another thing I'm going to caution is the coffee first thing in the morning. Coffee is going to spike your blood sugar. Spike your adrenal glands. So that brings on the stress, that fight or flight. So have something to drink and maybe a little something to eat before you have that cup of coffee. Again, I'm not about deprivation. I don't think that denying yourself anything, or I'm not a big person to have fear of food, but what I'm going to challenge you with is to really tune into what is it that your body feels good eating. A lot of times, if you stick to whole grains, I do a reset. And this is something that if you wanted to learn more about this or have a little bit more support, I do have a couple of packages available. The Inside Out Healer is an 8-week in-depth, deep dive into kind of how to reset all the different aspects of your life, food being one of them, figuring out what your triggers are. So what are the things that sort of trigger you food-wise and emotionally that make you maybe, overindulge. So I have that. It's called the Inside Out Healer program. I also have a program that is called the Life Reset, which is a monthly, 2 sessions a month program. So if you're interested in those and want more help, by all means, reach out to me, Jen, Jen, at butterflyfamilywellness.com. But understanding what your triggers are with food, understanding sort of what foods might not agree with you, is important. There's different resets and elimination diets that you can do with that I can certainly help you with. So what I'm doing here is just offering you a couple of different simple solutions. So understand that sometimes when we're craving sugar or we're craving caffeine, it's actually because we're either tired or low energy. So some of the biggest solutions for that is to make sure you have healthy snacks throughout the day, eating little meals throughout the day. That's going to keep your blood sugar nice and stable. Making sure that there's fiber in your whole grains, if you're going to eat grains, whole grains, and fiber in your fruits and vegetables. Making sure that everything that you eat has fiber. Protein is another thing that helps us slow down digestion and stabilize the blood sugar. So those two things, making sure that you have protein and fiber in anything that you eat, whether it's a snack or whether it's a meal. Drinking before you, having a big glass of water before you eat your meal. And then finally, taking some slow, deep breaths before you eat to tap into that parasympathetic or that rest and digest nervous system. That is one of the biggest things that I can tell you to do, is to just slow down and not be distracted, disconnected when you're eating. Because when you're disconnected and you're distracted, you're going to eat more. You're not going to pay attention to your body signals. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to feel great and be able to digest your food afterwards. So slow down, take a pause before you eat, connect to that food. If you want something, have something, maybe have a little bit. One of the things, like if I want a cookie, I'll take a bite of that cookie. And if it's the most delicious cookie I've ever had, I'll eat that cookie. If I take a bite and it doesn't taste very good, I'm not going to eat that cookie. So really connect to your senses, because they're trying to help you. And if you are distracted and disconnected, you can't connect to those senses. You can't connect to what your body messages are telling you. And you know what? Connect to your food. Show your food love. That sounds kind of funny, but when you enjoy the process of eating instead of be fearful of the food, you're going to find that you feel more nourished, you feel more energetic, and you're actually eating the things that are better for your body. Some of us, being a vegetarian is great. Some of us, we need some protein in our diet, and we need animal protein in our diet. Some people can eat grains. Some people don't need grains. There's all sorts of things out there that are being marketed, like the keto diet, or the paleo diet, or the fasting diet, or the blood sugar diet. There are all sorts of diets. That's why the diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But guess what? Every person has different metabolic needs. So it's really important for you to connect to what your needs are and what makes you feel good. A lot of times you don't even realize until you eliminate things from your diet and you slowly bring them back in. It's when you bring them back into your diet that you realize, ooh, that's something I was reacting to. It's funny, I had somebody just tell me recently that they didn't realize that gluten was an issue for them until they removed gluten from their diet. And then when they have white bread or they eat, a lot of stuff, they start to feel achy in their joints or bloated. That's how you know. That's how you know maybe this isn't for me. Now, does that mean you can never ever eat that unless you have celiac disease? No, you can have gluten occasionally. But I guess what it is every person is different as far as what their body reacts to, what their body can handle, what their body can't handle. The important thing is really tuning into you and tuning into what makes your body feel good and what makes your body not feel so good. So those are the really important tips, and those are the little tiny things that you can do to start to take back control over your nutrition, over your eating habits. Just to recap, don't be distracted when you're eating. Really sit and take a moment and be present with your food. Be present with the people around you. Slow down, chew your food. Let your body get the signal that it's full. Let your body and your mind get the signal that you're enjoying the food. It tastes good, it doesn't taste good. A lot of times people eat things that they don't even enjoy. So really, food is nourishment, food is fuel for the body, but there's no reason why you can't enjoy your food and enjoy your food and your fuel, Sometimes I've made things and I literally think like, this is a party in my mouth. Enjoy your food, but tune in to what makes you feel good. Make sure that you've got plenty of fiber, protein, and try to keep the processed foods to a minimum. That's it. All right. Those are different ways. Pause, connect to your food, connect to your breath, slow down so you can rest and digest your food, and then really take a moment to enjoy creating your food, preparing your food, and enjoy eating the food. Okay? Be well, everybody. Again, if I can help you in any way, or if you want to have a quick call. In fact, if you sign up for a consultation with me, which is free consultation, where we just chat and we can help connect to sort of what are your main challenges and what are the things that you can do to help move you through. If you sign up in the next before the end of the series, so in the month of January, if you sign up for a consultation with me, then I will give you a complimentary mindful eating journal, which is just a journal that helps you keep track of your mood, your energy, how hungry you are, and what you're eating. So you can kind of start to look at, okay, what are my triggers? What makes me feel good? What doesn't make me feel good? Maybe I didn't eat enough today, or I didn't eat enough fiber. That's why I ate so much at night. Or maybe, I didn't eat much during the day, or I had a really bad sleep the night before, and that's why I'm eating a ton of sugar in the afternoon. So the mindful eating journal is going to help you connect to that. So please reach out to me, Jen, Jen, at butterflyfamilywellness.com. Happy to do a free consultation with you over the phone, and we can figure out if any of my programs are the right fit for you. Okay? Be well, everybody. Bye-bye.